How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Yay! I'm so glad y'all are all here. I am really excited for this call today. We have three amazing leaders that are going to share from their experience in the party world. So before I get started, though, I wanted to share with you guys who maybe are not yet plugged into the chat bot, or just trying to figure out how it works, kind of the thought behind it and what its purpose is, and just help you guys understand the simplicity of it. So if you are not yet subscribed to our chat bot, you want to be. It is basically a simple way for you to know every single day what to do in your business. I know for me, one of the hardest parts of being an entrepreneur is managing myself and knowing what am I supposed to do today when I woke up. And so we're trying to really help simplify the process and take the guesswork out of it for you. So when you click that button to sign up for a chatbot, every single day you are going to get your tasks of the day that you can literally just click the button and we will tell you what to do. And it will help train all your team. So it takes a lot of the work out of it for you when you're bringing new people on, and just plugging them into the systems that we have set in place, that our team has, giving everybody exactly the links that they need to go where they need to go so they do not get lost on the team page. And you'll see that we normally do like a little finger that says press this button. So we'll normally have a tiny bit of information for you, and then you click to do the tasks. And if you need scripts and things like that, a lot of times we'll attach those too, just as examples for you, so you have a jumping point to know what to say and how to say it. So I hope all of you guys will take advantage of that. It is absolutely amazing. And Kelsey and I and Joni actually just finished a training on how to utilize this incredible tool from another leader who actually is using this system with her team. They're in HempWorks, and she promoted to 100K in 2 months. And she said that she really considers this tool to be one of the most effective tools that she uses for mass duplication within her team. So take advantage of it. There is a learning curve. Kelsey and I have been spending sometimes hours trying to figure it out, but we hope it's helpful to you guys. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I have three amazing people to introduce to you, and they're going to each share with you their knowledge. My first person that I'm going to introduce—
You need to go in another room.
Hang on just a second. Is Stephanie, who just promoted to 5K. Woo, woo, I'm so proud of you. And after her is going to be Rebekah. Rebekah is fighting for 10K and almost there. And Rachel, who I think is just about to hit 10K. All of these girls are amazing leaders. They've been in this industry for 5 to 6 years, and they are going to share their wealth of knowledge with us. So Stephanie, take it away.
Hi, guys. So first of all, so we're talking about doing like a CBD class. And I know some of you, I know this just because I've had conversations with a few of you, are like, I don't want to do any more parties. So I know there's some of you who are totally up for this, and there's some of you who are just a little like, I'm listening, but I'm still not sure. But I think, once if you listen to all this, I think you're going to get I know you're going to get a lot of good tips, and you're going to feel confident. And I'm going to start explaining kind of like why, really what goes through my mind and why I do these classes. First of all, I know for myself, and I don't think it really matters so much that I come from a conservative background, but I feel like 90% of the people who are leery or just maybe don't want to listen or aren't even sure is all because they're uninformed. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it can do for them. And so how the heck do they learn? And so I go, well, I'm going to teach them. I'm going to share with them. I'm going to tell them all about it. So I know when I first started with Jamberry a while back, and how when my team did explode, for me, I was doing tons of parties. And again, I know that word scares people. So I think we've all plugged in the whole CBD class as far as wording. So when you approach people ask them if they'd be willing to host a CBD class. You're just going to have to come out and ask them, because I'll honestly, probably out of everybody I've asked so far, I get the no responses, just like all of you do. But I think I've had probably at least a 60 to 70%, sure, why not? Sounds like fun type of response. So the whole class is all about informing. And I, honestly, that's kind of my passion too. Getting rid of stigmas, just really clearing the air, just teaching everybody what CBD can do for them, because it's not just for the chronic person, right? Like, this has so many benefits to it. That's why I'm assuming we're all in this, doing this. Be confident. Even if you're just starting this, you are the expert, okay? You're the professional. They're all looking to you for questions. And guess what? I still have questions where I'm like, that's a good one. I'm going to find that one out. And the beauty of that, even doing it online, is, you can go find the answer and then respond. I do think doing in-home, like, classes, like if you're just starting, doing something local, like having all your friends and family over, is a great idea. And I encourage that too. But as far as doing online ones, you're the expert. We can all work together and find answers. Be confident, because they're willing to learn. They want to learn, but we have to be the person out there sharing it with them. Okay. So I talked about, you just have to come out and ask people to host. Okay. People are not going to come to you and ask you, can I do a class with you? If you do, like, that's amazing, but I can promise you that's a rare thing. Okay. You're going to have to. So for me, again, a reason why I'm doing these classes is because I do want to build a business. I want to build a team. I want to get the word out there, but eventually you will run out of what we call your warm market. Okay. Your friends and family who, if you're just starting, who are supporting you and excited for you and buying for you, amazing. I love it. That's awesome. But eventually that runs out. And then what? So for me, doing these classes is finding that cold market, finding the people who I would have never met if my friend so-and-so didn't host this class and I got to meet them. So again, like, I'm doing a lot of that. For me, it's like, of course, I love the commission. I think most people would. But as far as building a business, the why of doing this for me, again, is finding new customers constantly. And again, because you don't know if they're going to become an affiliate or, just a customer. As far as getting, I ask my host, so the people my friends right now who I've been asking to host, I ask them to post a post, I can't think of them, sorry, on their wall. Really, it's basically the same thing I posted when I became an affiliate. It's that whole, like, basically, like, who here, they're asking their friends on their wall, but who here even has heard of CBD? It's kind of the newest trend. Put a 1 if you think it's marijuana, put a 2 if you've used it for that thing. Because a lot of our hosts, which you might have already come up against this, they're kind of like, I don't know if I'd have anybody come, or I don't even know, like, how they would respond. So then I get them, I try to get them excited by, well, let's find out. So put this on your wall. I usually give them the verbiage. I do tell them to make it sound like them. But what it does is it gets chatter going from them. And I've had at least 3 hosts go, I can't believe I had that many people comment on it. Like, it really opened their eyes to how many people are interested or learning themselves about, or using it, to be quite honestly. They're like, I would never have thought that person was using it. So it gets them, and what that also does by getting them this excited before the class starts is, when they're seeing who really to reach out to. But this can also decide whether or not they want to become an affiliate before the class starts. And then technically they could just sign up, like, as you talk to them, and that class then could be their launch party, or basically, obviously, then their friends and family would order through their link. I'm almost done, I promise. I'm doing basically like before and after stuff as far as the class goes. We do have, I'm more than welcome if anybody wants to see like how my class looked, I can add you to, and I've always done events for these. I can add you to one. And we also have a script on the team page that we can tag you in. Before the class, the host, I usually voice message them and I tell them to message every single person that they're inviting and to include the event link. Because just like you guys all know, I think Kelsey posted about it, Facebook's doing some crazy stuff. And I think if you went and clicked on your events right now, you'd probably be like, I didn't even know I was invited to that. What? So if you're finding nobody's clicked going or they're kind of having a low rate, have them message the link to all the people, because again, like we all don't want to be, if we're not messaged by somebody, nobody wants to attend that. Do you know what I mean? Is it just me? Maybe not. Okay. And then at the again, I'm doing before and afters, y'all. I'm sorry. Kind of like before the party and a little after. I keep my classes short and sweet, 3 to 4 days. I go live the last day, basically answering any questions and talking about our products. Then I post a thank you post with a link to the Real Stories of Hope, Not Dope class. I think some of you might have your own like VIP groups. That's awesome. Whatever you want to do. But you got to get your customers and everybody that's interested plugged in. Again, them seeing the support that in that, like, look at all these other people using this product, or, oh, that's the same question I had, and I'm so glad she asked it because I was scared too, or whatever it may be, getting them plugged in. It's really going to be easier for you to probably even just remember like so-and-so ordered from so-and-so's party if you see their face or their post come up. It's just a good way to connect with them and to get them connected with like-minded other CBD lovers. And then last thing, here's my last point. I friend everybody who actually clicks going to these events. I friend each one of them. And then at the end of the party, I will end up messaging them, of course, if they ordered, thanking them. And again, sending them the link to the Real Stories of Hope, Not Dope group. Just if they hadn't already joined. Because then I also tell them they get another entry because we do a monthly giveaway in there. That usually gets them, right? Free stuff. Everybody wants to try for free stuff. But also we want to increase like how many friends, you want to increase that engagement with them and a relationship with them. And then the others, if they didn't order, I just try to start communicating with them. And that's when I personally might offer the sample pack. I personally don't offer sample packs in the classes. Everybody's gonna be different, so you find what works for you. But that's when I offer the sample pack. And then again, if we're talking and the communication's going, I'll even ask them to host a class. But those are my tips for kind of before and after the CBD class.
Oh my goodness, I love all of that. And here's the fun thing that all of you guys are going to get the benefit. You're going to see that everybody kind of puts their own unique style and way, but you can take tips from each one. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I do have a question. Do you offer the hostess any kind of particular reward?
I do. I do not just for hosting. There was an image like a week after I started with Hempworks that Kelsey made up. Again, we can share that. It was like 3 orders from the class would get the host a sample pack. 5 orders would give them a half off product, and then 10 orders like a free item. Now, of course, that would all be coming out of my commission, but if you get that many orders, to me, it's worth it and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I've been sticking to as far as rewards.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie, and congratulations again on your promotion.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to turn it over to Rebekah. She has been partying for about 6 years, and she's just going to share her wealth of wisdom and also what she has done. She's done 1 class so far, kind of trying to transfer her knowledge over to this industry. So take it away, Rebekah.
All right, well, I'm excited to chat about this. I think the thing that makes me the most excited, Stephanie talked about the education, which is huge, but also just the potential for growth for all of us, getting into that cold market. you really only need to know one person, that's your host, and you potentially have, an incredible number of people that you wouldn't have met otherwise. So a few things that I want to share just from my party background that I think we can incorporate into these classes is we want it to be educational, but we also want it to be fun. And so I've done a couple games, as it were. One that people seem to like is I do a giveaway for a coffee creamer pack. It's just one sample of each. And the way that they enter is to Google CBD and a health condition. So that has them looking up stuff. I'm not teaching what this can do, what this can't do. They're being convinced because they're doing the homework, and then they have to share a screenshot in the thread. So then everybody else is seeing, oh, it works for this, it works for this. And they're essentially driving that, but it's kind of a fun thing, and they get an entry into the giveaway when they do that. One thing that I did with the one CBD class I had was I actually had them sign up by PayPaling me for a sample pack. What I found was that they were very committed to attending. Now, this was just me testing the waters with a few of my friends, and they knew that they were going to spend $15 and I would mail them a sample pack. Every single one of those ladies placed an order at the party, at the class, even though they hadn't even received their sample pack yet. But somehow that buy-in saying, you hold your place by spending this, they were very committed to being there. So that's something I'm just experimenting with to see, is that straight across the board? What has the most success? The free classes, the buy-in classes. And I think the thing that we all need to remember is it's not going to be the same with every group of people. What works with one of your hosts might not work with another one. So be a scientist with it. Don't get discouraged if something that worked last week doesn't work this week. Just toss it up a little bit. And getting interaction within the event, I did a second coffee giveaway just for people commenting because I was posting a lot of information. I didn't want them to tune that out. I wanted them to be commenting, wow, this was interesting. Well, what about such and so? And I looked to see who's going to actually be interactive in that event. And then they got entered into another coffee creamer giveaway. I think what else I did. I did go live. I think mine was honestly 2 days, just posting the information. And then the night of the event, I told a little bit of my own CBD story, how it's helped me. And because they had been interacting with all the posts, they knew there was going to be a Q&A at the end. And they had amazing questions. So they had been given like the educational side, the facts, what's CBD good for? A lot of the stuff that like Kristen and Travis would be posting for the Tuesday night events that they do, they had been reading and interacting with that. So by the time the live section came, I think it lasted for 40 minutes. I didn't want to keep them, but they just kept asking questions. And it was really, really good because by then they had been informed. So I think be creative, keep it fun, keep it educational, keep it interactive. And I agree with everything that Stephanie said. I feel like our hottest hosts are people that have already bought. So, we all have a growing list of people that have bought one bottle and they have 2 or 3 weeks of experience. Go to them first and just say, hey, I know you've been having great success. You've been feeling better. What about getting your friends together? And you could even use the customer referral program to where every 3 friends that buy, they get a free bottle that way. We could use that in these events. So that's kind of what I'm thinking moving forward now that I've kind of tested it for myself. I didn't want to go to hosts until I had kind of tried it out on myself and was the guinea pig. But I think there's just tremendous potential in this for growing our customers, and even, like Stephanie said, just getting the word out, because I have that whole conservative background world too, where people are saying, what? I mean, I've had a lady tell me this is morally and biblically unethical. And she just was not at all convinced. Well, she simply didn't know. And so being able to educate people is very important for this.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Rebekah. And I know that as we start doing classes and people are doing more and more of them, we'll be able to bring more to the table and share our experiences with them, because obviously this is not actually a party planning company. And so we're having to be creative with how we do rewards and things like that. But it's really cool to hear everybody's experiences and know that there are things that y'all are doing that are being very effective for getting into your cold market. Thank you so much, Rebekah. All right, we're going to turn this over to Rachel. Rachel is like dollars away from promoting to 10K. And she's like been with the company for, I think you've been working at about not even a month, right?
I joined December 15th, but I really didn't do anything the first 2 weeks. So really just the month of January, I kind of went at it.
That's insane. So Rachel has actually had 5.5 years in the party industry, but she grew her business mostly not doing online parties, but in person. However, she has decided to run a class that has been super successful online. So we're going to turn it over to Rachel, and she'll share what she has done that has worked.
Hey, everybody. So my story is actually a little bit different. First of all, thanks, Steph and Rebekah. You guys had great information. I learned a lot from you guys, so thank you. My story is a little bit different. I've hosted one party, but it was like my own party. So I haven't had a chance to use Hostess Rewards yet, although I've already created a really cute graphic, and people have asked me about hosting one already. Yes, they have actually come to me and asked me if they could host one. And I think I'll tell you why. So let me kind of back up to the beginning. I was really worried about doing an online class because, first of all, up until HempWorks came into my life, I knew nothing about CBD at all. I thought it was weed. I thought it was illegal. I thought I would get high. So here I am now knowing all of those things are false. So for me to do a CBD 101 class, for me, wait, did I just get kicked out? My screen just changed. For me, it was kind of like a teaching experience. I was able to learn while I was educating people. So just like Stephanie and Rebekah said, the biggest thing we have to remember in this business, most of us have come from other direct selling companies selling different kind of products. Most of them are probably have been a party plan company. So you're used to doing online parties or in-home parties, and it's usually like how Rebekah used to sell bags and Stephanie and I used to sell nail products. You know, it's kind of self-explanatory. People show up to these parties and their main two questions are, what's the link to order, and do you have recommendations, or how do I apply, or what's your favorite bag, or whatever the case may be. And these are like self-explanatory questions. Well, when you're talking about CBD, no one really knows about it. I can guarantee you 99% of your audience is going to have no idea what CBD is, what it does for you, where it comes from, all the questions. So education is such a huge part of what we do, and what I have been telling myself and my new people who have been coming onto my team is, what I love about this is that I feel like not only am I selling an amazing product, but I'm able to literally educate people. So for me, I showed this to my team the other day. I just got my business cards just came, and I was like so excited the other day. But on my business card, my title, I did not put HempWorks affiliate or independent affiliate. I'm not sure if there's rules behind it, but if there are, I broke them, because mine actually says CBD educator on it, because I think that is we need to get in that mindset that we are not selling a product. We're not hosting parties. We're not pushing drugs. We are educating people on a mission and a movement of how to change lives. And if once you get in that mindset, everything changes. If you're new and coming to this company, a lot of my new people are on this call today. Hey guys. Like, we haven't even got into the whole CBD class thing just because I have been so busy. But anyway, so the one party I did, it's still currently going. I created a group because the first time I started it, I created it as an event, and Facebook decided to put an end date to it, even though I didn't put an end date. And it cut me off from being able to add new people after just 3 days. And I'm like, this is not going to work. So I kind of created a group, went back into that event and said, listen guys, I'm so sorry to do this, but I have to move everything over here because Facebook shut down my event and I want to be able to add new people and you can add your friends. So here's the link to the new group. And just like Stephanie said earlier, not only are you, when you're doing I recommend doing a group over an event, and I'll tell you why. I've always done it that way. I feel like events are kind of sketchy. Facebook, doesn't show. I feel like all of my events have had less notifications showing than in a group. And what I love about a group is you could always go back into it and reignite it if it gets stale. I feel like it's more of a community versus an event. And I think we sell a product that definitely is going to benefit from having a community type feel versus just a one-time event, place an order and never talk to those people again. If you have them in a group, it's much more of a relationship building community aspect. I do not offer samples. I know some people might think it's crazy, but for me particularly, I don't even mention that we offer samples unless somebody comes to me and asks me if I have a sample. And the reason being is we have a 60-day empty bottle guarantee. There's no reason, unless somebody doesn't have the money to get a bottle, that I'm going to have my first order come in from somebody that I'm going to make $3 commission off of a sample pack versus the commission I could make off of a full bottle of oil. So some people, offering samples works for them. For me, I have only had 2 people out of, I don't even know how many orders I've had, probably dozens of orders come in already in the last month, and out of dozens of orders, only 2 people messaged me and said, do you have a sample? The rest of the people jumped right in and bought a bottle because I stress the fact that we have that 60-day empty bottle guarantee, and if they use it and they don't feel better effects, they can get their money back for it. So they're committed in that aspect, so they don't even ask me about samples. The other thing I wanted to say is, that was really the only 2 notes I had a chance to write down. I just like to talk on the fly because I feel like I work better that way. But I wanted to go back to some of the questions that I seen popping up earlier. Was groups versus events. Like I said, I'm totally into a group. I answer my questions verbally. If somebody posts a question in their group, I make sure to answer it verbally. And if I see the same question pop up more than once, I write it down in my notebook. And I try to go live in my group every couple of days. And then I'll take my most popular questions and also talk about them live as well. Because if you're getting the same question more than once, chances are it's a popular question that a lot of people are wondering about. So it's good to address it verbally and not leave people hanging, waiting for you to go live in a couple of days. Address it right away, but then, like I said, present it in a live as well. I will totally host parties if somebody wants to host parties, but for me, the group I'm currently running, the party's been running for 3 weeks, and I really have no plans to stop it or really put an end time on it. What I'll probably do next week is just a post saying that I've added a bunch of new people who kind of missed the beginnings, and that I would be going back through and touching upon everything I touched on in the beginning, which is basically what is CBD, how our bodies use it, what's it all about, and kind of maybe every 3 weeks, have a replay of the party. But I don't want to have a bunch of different groups. I don't want to have a bunch of different events. If it's something I'm hosting, it's going to be in that one group. And if people are sick of seeing it, they can remove themselves. If not, they can stay in it and they can keep having that information. I'll keep reiterating to them that if they don't want to host their own CBD event, CBD class that I will do for them, they could have their friends come into my group. So it's basically not just a CBD class, but essentially my customer group as well, where I kind of have everybody in one place and I'm not getting pulled in a million different directions trying to handle everybody. What did you share what you did with the sample pack for future hosts? Rach, will you share what you did? I can't read it. The screen keeps changing. Will you share what you did with the sample pack for future hosts? Well, I have, oh, right. Okay, so you're right. I'm like, what is she talking about? So when I made my hostess reward chart, I'll pull it up right now. Steph, I don't know if you came up with the graphic, but I totally stole it because it was so cute. This might be the one you were talking about that Kelsey used. And I don't know if you guys could see this or if it's going to be backwards, but it's a super cute pink background. It has a little hemp leaf on it. My hostess rewards that I was going to be doing is at 5 orders, they get a half off product. At 10 orders, they get a free product. And then I said that all hostesses get a free sample kit featuring our 5 products, which is the sample kit that we, these sample kits that we order. Each hostess will get one of these. Some people were just giving them away to anybody who hosted a party, but for me, I've had the very few online parties I've ever done, I've always ran into it. They were never successful, and I always with my prior company, not here. I've always ran into the issue where people say, can I host a party? And I say, yeah, sure. And I give them all this hostess coaching. And then there's like 3 people in the party. Nobody places an order. And it's like, well, that was a total waste of my time. Thank you very much. So on my hostess reward chart, on the bottom, I have a little stipulation. You probably can't see it. But in small writing on the bottom, I have some stars. And it says, all hostesses get a free sample kit featuring 5 products with minimum of 15 confirmed guests. So basically, I'm giving them homework in order to host a party. If you want to host a party, that's fine. We could do that. You want a sample kit for free? Get 15 people to hit going to your party and you get a sample kit for free. This way, we're guaranteeing that we have, yes, I will post that graphic for sure. We have at least 15 people in the party, and that gives us a lot more to work with. If you could get 15 people to click going, and then while you're running that party, you're able to tag those 15 people so that you're making sure they're seeing notifications, or have the hostess tag them. It's much more manageable than having 58 people invited, 2 people click going, and no one's seeing notifications. So for me, if I'm going to spend money on sample packs and give them to people, I'm going to make them work for it. So I think that's all I got.
Oh my goodness. You girls are a wealth of knowledge. I love all this. And I have to tell you, Rachel, speaking on being an educator, like what you just said about that just lights a fire under me. And that you're right. Like I've been doing this now for like 8 months. And after you've been in a little while, you start to, at least I have started to seem like, well, of course, like people know this now. But I was talking to a friend of mine who's in California, which, they have access to actual marijuana. And I'm just assume like, oh, if you're in Colorado or you're in California, you know the difference. She was like, it has been huge. Like their mission is education. And she said, it is crazy how many people have no idea. And even in those states, there's massive stigma with it. And I was like, what? So anyways, I love that. Super helpful. And you guys, like some people love doing parties. And if you do, let's plug into the resources. Allison, I was actually asking Kelsey about scripts that we have to share because I don't think I have any on my team page. And Allison said that she is going to put one together in a document that we can share. And if anybody else has ones that they're willing to share, let's do that and just work smarter, not harder. Obviously knowing that you still want to make it your own. and make those private so that they're not public posts that are Facebook is showing are repetitive. And then what else was I going to say? What I want to do is actually open it up for questions actually for about 10 minutes. So if you guys have a question for any one of these ladies, then just unmute yourself and you can ask and y'all can jump in and answer.
I just wanted to say, I wrote this. Oh, go ahead. Oh, somebody else started?
Go.
Okay. I wrote this in the comments, but I want to quick. Don't feel like you need to do exactly what somebody else is doing. Do what works for your budget. Because we all do get paid different commissions and jump starts based on our rank. So don't look at any of the shared graphics and go, okay, I'll give away a full bottle at XYZ, because you may be giving away all of your profit depending on what rank you're at. So really make sure that you sit down and do the math and figure out what works best for you. Maybe it works best for you when you get 5 orders to do a 10% off coupon. Maybe that means you do more sample packs. My friend Becky, all she does is sample packs, and people are booking parties like crazy with her. And that's her entire hostess rewards. So really figure out what works well for you, what works well for your hostesses, and don't be, just be smart about what you are working out for hostess rewards.
Cool.
Love that. Thanks, Kelsey. Crescenda?
Yeah, I guess what I was wondering is when you talk about the parties, are these events in Facebook, or are they like, I mean, I know Rachel has the group page, which I think is a great idea. But are these parties actually like little events in Facebook, or what are they? How are they structured? What's their platform?
Mine was an event on Facebook, but of course you were there at Elizabeth's, where we kind of had an in-home. There was no script to that, but it was, hey, there's going to be a few people here. Can you tell your story? Can you talk about the products? So I think, again, just go with what's in your hand. Wherever you have the best platform, maybe it'll be some of both. But I've been using events. I think the longest you can do a Facebook event for is 2 weeks. So if you use events, definitely take the full amount of time that is allotted to you. And then, if you do Rachel's idea with a group, that has its own benefits too.
But either way, I would just add, either way, whether you choose to do groups or events, there's pros and cons to both. And like Rachel said, you get cut out. Like you can't add people back into an event after 2 weeks. Well, if that's what you're doing and you're funneling them into an info group after that, then do that. But if you're doing a group and like Rachel wants to just use that kind of as her info group, so she's running it that way, you have to figure out for yourself what is going to work for you. But either way, you want to do what I think it was Stephanie that said, send them the exact link. Facebook just changed things up. And if people do not, if you add them to a group and they do not actually accept the invite to that group, your people will not get notified. So you always want to still send the link so they can click on it and join that group and officially be in it. Kind of same as accepting an invite from an event. Anyways, if y'all have anything else to add?
Oh, I was just going to add, yes, I have done most of mine on Facebook, but I have done one like in person at a coffee shop. Like I know we have local chains called Bigby. They have a room you can reserve for free. So, you can find places like that where it's kind of like a people just feel comfortable, like it's not at my house, and they can even host there, if that makes sense. Like they don't have to clean. But for in-person, I would suggest printing off, like making some form of informational flyer and printing it off. So like while you're talking, they can, even if it's like the image of just what all the symptoms that CBD can help, right? Not diagnosing. Things like that they can just read and even take home. I found that was something people were looking for.
Have you looked at these?
Well, I'm trying to order some, but I haven't got those the ones that,
So Travis and Kristen in the Rockstars page actually open up orders for these little booklets, and they call them the Hempire Builders, and they're awesome for in-person events. Mm-hmm. And they just walk you through the benefits, the products, the business opportunity and what it brings, how much it is to buy in, and how you get paid. And then they also, you know, if you want to become a customer, this is what that looks like, and this is the benefits of becoming an affiliate, and there's the disclosure. And this one is their old one. The new one also has the coffee and I think a little bit more information. I don't have the new ones yet.
Thank you for sharing a glimpse of what that looks like, because I wanted to order them and I was hesitating because I couldn't really find anywhere where it showed them. But I wanted to add something else and just show you guys something. I'm going to share my screen with y'all so you can see what I'm talking about, and this could be really helpful. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, so here is my CBD 101 with Rachel group. This is where I was running my party. So as you can see, I have 145 members in there. I want to show you something really cool. If you don't send people the exact link and just try to add them. Some people may get the notification, most people miss it. So I'm going to show you how to find out who missed your notification and how to get in touch with them to get them added. If you come over here, I'm on my desktop now. If you go to members, it shows you your members. If you look over here, it says invited. If you click invited, it will show you the people who you've invited who have not yet accepted your invite to the group. So you could then go on and, well, you don't want to remove them, but you could just click on their name. Sorry, people are messaging me about CBD oil. Crazy, isn't it? You can just message them from here and say, hey, you know, you asked me to, because I don't add anybody without their permission. That's another big thing. Please do not spam people and just invite them or add them to your group without speaking to them first. Anyone who's been sent the link to my group is someone who asked for it. So they're waiting. They might have missed the notification and think that you never added them or you forgot about them. So going to that invited and seeing who hasn't accepted the invite to the group yet is a great place to go. Shoot them a message. Hey, I want to let you know I tried to add you to my group, but you haven't accepted that invite yet. Do you need me to resend you the link? And get them added so that they're just not like sitting in the purgatory of Facebook waiting to see what's going to happen.
I absolutely love that you showed that, because that is something I just recently learned. I had no idea that existed. And when you clicked on the ... I know you may not, you looked really fast, but it actually gives you the ability to re-invite them. Did you see that? So you can either delete them or you press re-invite them and they'll get a notification again.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go back so that we can all see it. So invite.
And then, yeah, click on that. And then send
reminder. Send reminder. All right, cool. Awesome.
I just learned that. And then
I think this is the issue too. This person, I'm not even friends with them. They were probably invited by somebody in my group. So that's why Stephanie made a great point to like friend request people if you aren't friends with them already. Because I feel like when you're friends with people, your notifications will show up way more than if you're not friends with somebody.
Love that. Thank you for that, Rachel. I think there's some other questions here. Lynn, you were asking, how do you get those pamphlets? So you are in our team page. If you're either in Kelsey's team page or mine, you're in my team page. But we all have an upline. They're at the top of the company, and they run a group called the Rockstars Adventures Backstage. And they provide a ton of resources for us. If you're ever looking for files and things like that, you can go under the files or under the documents or even do a search on the team page. But they're the ones that produce these for our team, and they every now and then will open up a big order for them, and you can place an order and they will ship them out. So I don't know when they're going to do their next order, but you can just look up Empire and get the information on that. Allison's asking you a question, Rachel.
Yeah, I just seen that. I wanted to make sure you were done talking before I jumped in. Allison, I haven't hosted one for like had a hostess yet. The one that I'm doing, I'm just going to keep kind of replaying it over and over again in the same group. But if I do get a hostess, I will create a new group. Probably. I'm not really sure yet. To be honest with you, I have no idea. I have a few different ideas, but nothing specifically. I'm going back and forth between deciding creating their own little group or doing an event. I would probably do an event just because I have so many groups already, and like the last thing I'm going to want to do to like find a group is search through 100+ groups. So chances are if I have a hostess and I'm running it with a hostess, I'll probably just do an event, because Facebook, you can always go to past events and find an event that you've done. I'll make sure I use the hostess's first and last name. So if I do need to, for whatever reason, say a few weeks after the event is over and I need to, like, we say we launch a new product, which is going to happen, right? Because we are launching a bunch of new products this year. You always want to be able, when we launch a new product or there's like some big kind of news, to go into your old events and post in those old events to say, hey everybody, long time no see, but I had to jump in because I'm really excited to let you know that HempWorks just launched this amazing new product, blah, blah, blah. And you know, you could do it that way, just simply by searching your hostess's name and clicking on events at the top of Facebook. You'll be able to find old events. So that's probably what I'll do.
All right. Anybody else have any more questions? We'll take one more and then we're going to wrap this up. Oh, Kim, let me unmute you. I don't know. There, you're unmuted.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so real quick, concerning events and keeping like interest. So I know we can do an event up to 2 weeks, but do we really want to do an event quite that long? I mean, do you feel like we'll lose interest if we don't keep it a little bit shorter, or what has other people's experience been with that?
So Kim, when I said to maximize the 14-day time frame, I just meant when you set it up, use the full 14 days, just because then you can go back in, you can, you know, let people know who won afterwards if you did any giveaways. But my events are typically just 3 to 4 days, because I feel like, yes, you will lose people's attention if you make it too long.
I'll jump in for Mackenzie's question. Again, I'm only speaking on the event that I ran. How I advertised it was I just made a post on Facebook saying, you've probably seen me talking about my new CBD company. I'm actually going to be running an online CBD class to teach you all about what CBD is, what it does, how it could help you. If anyone's interested in attending, comment below or shoot me a message and I'll get you added. I just made like a regular post about it.
That's awesome. And if you guys clicked through on our little bot today, we actually give you verbiage on how to do that, how to get interest and the type of post you can do. But it's exactly what Rachel said, how she did it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if there are guys here too, thank you guys so much for showing up, for investing in your business. We do these calls every single Sunday, generally at 3 p.m. Central Time. And we're really going to try to streamline things for you so that you know where to go, what to do each day. So just each day, get up, check your bot, and you'll know, be funneled through the systems that we have as you use that bot, and plug your people into it, because it's going to be really powerful for duplication. Stephanie, Rachel, and Rebekah, you guys have been absolutely fabulous. I love learning from you all. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the resources. We appreciate you so much, and we're so excited to celebrate all your success. And all the rest of you, as you grow your businesses, we're cheering you on all the way. I hope you guys have a very, very blessed afternoon. Keep rocking. See y'all later. Oh, wait, let's take a picture real quick. Hang on. Let's do a picture real quick. All right. Everybody smile. Oh, people didn't have not everybody has their screen on. Okay, that's all right. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys have a great afternoon. We'll see y'all later. Bye.